I'm Dan Fitzpatrick at realmoney.com. Every night we watch the same shows, Fast Money and Mad Money, and we want to use those ideas to grow our money. Well, good trading takes more than just writing down the tickers you see on TV every night and punching the buy button the next morning. I can help you know when to buy these 3 stocks I saw on TV. Today, let's look at Morgan Stanley, Walter Energy, and Hot Topic. Okay, we'll start with Morgan Stanley. They were talking about this stock last night on Fast Money. You know the problems that were related to the Facebook IPO. How bad will that hurt Morgan Stanley going forward? Look, this is kind of like a $2 billion trade that JP Morgan is dealing with. It's a short-term pain, but long-term, I don't really think it's going to be that big a deal. Frankly, look, most people, not everybody, there's a few cheerleaders out there, but most folks agree that Facebook was not worth 38 bucks a share. Seems to me like Morgan Stanley did a pretty good job at dumping all those high-priced shares on people, so was that really a bad thing for the company? Maybe that sounds a little calloused and cynical, but isn't it funny how capitalism can be that way? So the bottom line is I don't really view that as a huge negative for Morgan Stanley. I think it's a headline thing that's going to go away, and ultimately, if Facebook does kind of redeem itself and start moving up above there, everybody's going to forget about Morgan Stanley and the role that they had in this thing. So are we buying Morgan Stanley or not? I look at this and I sure don't want to sell it at this level. You can see where it is long term on this weekly chart. And the stock looks more like it's at a buy point than a sell point to me. So I would be looking to buy the stock right here. Keep a stop just a little bit below this level, but I think you can start moving into this stock. It's way oversold. Now, Pete Najarian was talking about some of the coal names last night on Fast Money, specifically Walter Energy. He has a long position in this stock, and he's inclined to keep it after the action yesterday. That's fine. A lot of the stocks were up, like, Peabody Energy was also up. A lot of them have been deeply oversold and are moving higher, but the issue that I have here is volume. It wasn't that high relative to the prior days, to Tuesday's low here. So we've just got this little zigzag up and down thing on a stock that's still moving lower. So if you're going to take Pete's side of the trade, which is to the long side, at least keep a stop on this position. At least if the stock starts trading to new lows, get out. Don't just write it down, because you can see here the trend is down. It's oversold relative to the 50-day moving average, but did I mention the trend is down? And last but not least, let's go to Hot Topic. They were talking to the CEO last night on Fast Money. This is actually a pretty interesting chart here. Looks a little scary, doesn't it? Because it's above the 50-day moving average. You look here, you can draw some lines, support, resistance. There's a resistance line, and you have support down there. So the stock still looks like it has some correcting to do. But look at the weekly chart, and you can see this is actually a stock. It's not really a short-term trade. It's a stock that you want to hold for a longer-term position, because it is kind of choppy. But look at the 40-week or 200-day moving average. It's now defining a really nice uptrend. Yeah, the stock's a little choppy here, just like it was choppy back here. So here's what I think you do. I think you go ahead and buy some stock right now at $9.67. Just go ahead and take some stock. It's a longer term position. If the stock trades sideways, ultimately this 40-week moving average is going to catch up to it. Guess what? You just bought its support. If the stock instead falls lower, down to the 40-day moving average, 40-week moving average, like right there, guess what? Then you buy more at support. Either way, you're starting to scale in at support, and that's what you want to be doing on this stock, because at the end of the day, the path of least resistance is higher. Okay, that's it for today. A couple things. First of all, get over to Real Money Pro and subscribe, okay? There's a lot of great writers over there. I publish articles 4 days a week with 5 charts a day. That's going to give you some good trades. Also, I want you to check out my chart of the day. It's a free service over at stockmarketmentor.com. I send you one charting video a day with a good trade. But also, one other thing. Look, if you haven't taken advantage of my free 30-day trial, Get over there right now and do that. Again, it's free. Like, in other words, there's really nothing to lose. When are you going to find that this day and age? So get over to stockmarketmentor.com. Take that free 30-day trial, and my bet is you're going to stick around. I'm Dan Fitzpatrick, and I'll be right back here tomorrow.
This market is
stock pickers market.
Stocks have rallied this year.
We're coming into a Monday where we're going to